Angel Station platform is one of the deepest in London. As the endless escalator ascends, you feel the air changing, becoming denser, heavy with the metallic smell of the subway and the expensive perfume of the people hurrying to their glass-fronted offices. You emerge onto Islington High Street, and the first thing you feel is the biting wind that ignores your polyester coat. It's 8:45 on a Tuesday morning. You walk into a small cafe, one of those with rustic wooden counters that exude a comfort you don't possess. You're in line. Ahead of you, a woman in an impeccable suit pays for a 15-pound order without even glancing at the machine's display. Your turn arrives. The barista, a man with a distracted look, asks what you'd like. "A flat white, please," you say. Your voice comes out a little lower than intended. £3.90, it says. The display says in cold black letters. You hold the card, contactless, between your fingers. There's a microsecond of paralysis. In your mind, an invisible graph is drawn. You know your account is in the overdraft, that negative credit limit the bank lends you with exorbitant interest rates. Those £3.90 aren't just the price of a coffee. They're £3.90 you don't have, plus a daily fee the bank will charge for you being in the red. You swipe your card. The beep. The machine's response sounds like a verdict. Approved. 4.
Now, you walk to work with a paper cup in your hand, but the coffee tastes of anxiety. You start doing the mental math that haunts you every night before bed. Your salary is £2,300 net. For many, it seems like a good amount of money, but London has a cruel way of crunching numbers. On the first day, £950. They instantly disappear to rent your room in a shared house in Zone 2. It's not an apartment, it's a room where you can barely open the door fully if the bed is unmade. Then, the local government knocks on your door. £120 of council tax. To have the right to work, you pay $156 in the monthly transport pass for Zones 1-2. Electricity and gas, now a constant concern since the energy crisis,
£80. And the internet, their only link to the world, more £30. Even before you buy an apple, $1.36, they've already evaporated. Less than £900 remain for the rest of the month. Food, clothes, emergencies, and that illusion of a social life that the city demands you maintain. The breaking point happens at lunchtime. You're in line for pret-a-manger. The smell of fresh baguettes is tempting. You see the combo of sandwich, coffee, and a snack by $10.50. You look at the people around you. They don't seem to care. But you do the math. $10 a day, 5 days a week, 4 weeks a month. That's $210 1 month just to have lunch sitting in a gray square. At that moment, something changes. A cold anger takes the place of resignation. You leave the line. The following Saturday, you're not going to the pub. You're going to period. The setting is different. There are no soft lights or music. There are stacks of cardboard boxes and focused people. You buy bags of rice, beans, chicken, broccoli, and oatmeal. The final bill? £42.15. That's what you'd spend on 4 lunches downtown. You walk home carrying heavy bags, feeling the plastic cut your fingers. But for the first time in months, you feel like you're in control. Sunday is dedicated to meal prep. The smell of grilled chicken and cooked vegetables fills the shared kitchen, while its housemates, they spend £20 on a takeaway from Deliveroo. You organize your jars for the week. It's a war ritual. Each jar is a trench against debt. By swapping your £10 lunch for packed lunches and abandoning impulse purchases at Tesco Express convenience stores, you redeem $300 per month. The first month is tough. The second is lonely. By the third, you no longer miss the expensive sandwich. At the end of the 4th month, you open your bank app. The number is in black. There is no minus sign in front. For the first time, you see 4 digits that belong to you. Balance: £1,050.
You're at the same station as Angel. The wind is still blowing cold. The $3.90 coffee is still there in the window. But you walk right past it.
The card declined panic has died. You're still a survivor, but now you're a survivor in armor. You've discovered that freedom in the UK doesn't begin with a pay raise, but with the courage to be annoying, to be disciplined, and to say no to the city until it finally starts obeying you.
The psychology of scarcity is like a fog that distorts reality. But now, with the first 1,000 saved, the sun has begun to break through the clouds. You're no longer running of something, you are running to something. Survival has given way to strategy. In the UK, you discover that the system, which previously seemed like an enemy, has rules that can work in your favor if you have the necessary composure to read them. It's a Thursday night. The office is emptying out, and the invitation echoes down the hallway. Let's go to the pub? You picture the scene. The loud music, the smell of fried food, and the round of beers with fish and chips, which, with the tip, will cost at least £60.
In the past, you would go to relieve stress. Today, your relief comes from elsewhere. You smile, politely decline, and as you walk to the subway, open your app. With 3 taps, you transfer the same £60 to an index fund. That gesture is your new addiction. Seeing the money buy assets instead of a passing hangover. You become a scholar of British tax loopholes. You discover the LISA, lifetime ISA, the crown jewel of the disciplined working class. You deposit the limit of £4,000 per year, and the government, as if wanting to reward your sanity, deposits a bonus of £1,000 in your account. It's an immediate 25% return. Clean money. Free money. The cleanup continues in digital life. You cancel streaming subscriptions you barely watch and turn off insurance for devices that never break. The final blow is to your cell phone contract. You switch your account to £50 a month from a device financed by a plan to SIM only of $10. Every cut is a win. Adding it all up, you're saving money. $800 per month. 18 months pass. The cell phone screen no longer shows an account at its limit. It shows $15,000. You look at that number and feel a shiver of power. That's your year of oxygen. If the British job market freezes, if your boss loses his mind, or if you simply decide you need silence, you can survive 12 whole months without earning a single penny. You're no longer a hostage. You're a volunteer. This is the most dangerous phase. The novelty has faded, and packed lunch life has become routine. Most people in the UK give up here. They get a bonus of £2,000 or a salary increase and immediately move into an apartment of £1,600 in a trendier neighborhood, falling into the trap of lifestyle inflation. You, however, choose invisibility. You receive the bonus and keep your shared room. Your cost of living is frozen while your income grows. The secret now is not just saving, it's the math of interest. You stop leaving your money in your checking account earning insulting interest, 0.1%. You inject everything into a global fund, FTSE All World. You now own a fraction of the biggest companies on the planet. The turning point is silent but profound. When you reach the £30,000, once invested, something changes in the physics of your account. In a year of positive market conditions, with an 8% return, you earn £2,400. Pure profit. You stop and look at that number. It's more than your net monthly salary. For the first time in your life, your money has worked harder than you. It doesn't sleep, it doesn't take vacations, and it doesn't pay transportation taxes. It's your most efficient employee, operating 24 hours a day. The journey continues until the £50,000. Your cost of living remains at £1,800 per month. Now, you don't just have a year's worth of oxygen. You have almost 3 years of absolute freedom. You've reached escape velocity. The British system can no longer suck you back to the bottom. At £50,000, the United Kingdom transforms before your eyes. It's January, the time of the famous sales on Oxford Street. The shop windows advertise 70% off coats, £300. The streets are crowded with people spending what they don't have to impress strangers. You look at the clothes and feel nothing. You realize that buying that coat is actually trading a week of your future freedom for a piece of wool. And you value your freedom too much to make such a bad deal. Your power is evident at work. Your boss, accustomed to the submissiveness of indebted employees, asks you to cover a Saturday without extra pay. In the past, the fear of being fired would have made you say yes with a forced smile.
Now, you look him in the eye and say, "I'm sorry, I have a commitment." There's a silence in the office. Ironically, by losing your fear, you gain respect. You become the most valuable professional in the room because you're the only one who's there by choice. Your perspective becomes analytical. You stop worrying about whether the milk has risen 20 pence per kilo and begins to monitor the interest rate of Bank of England, BOE. You understand how inflation erodes liabilities and how the capital market protects your time. You see the world through cash flows, not shelf prices. The story ends where the noise of London fades away. You are sitting on a wooden bench in Greenwich Park. The gentle breeze
carrying the scent of damp grass. Down below, the skyscrapers of Canary Wharf, they shine like monuments to capital. You know that in those towers, there are people earning money, £100,000 every year. That at this very moment, they are having panic attacks because of debt and leases German cars. You earn less than they do, but you possess something they've lost, your own time. You didn't just save £50,000. You bought your soul back from the hands of a system designed to consume you. The sun sets over the Thames, painting the river gold. You take a deep breath. The air is free. The view is eternal. And your time, finally, is yours. The receipt for your freedom isn't in the bank. It's in the silence of your mind.